Hello everyone, and welcome back to Catechism for Kids. Back with me again, Joseph, your host and catechist. Today, we're going to journey back in time, all the way to ancient Italy, to meet a very special saint. His name is Saint Germanus of Capua, and he was a bishop who lived over 1,500 years ago, in the 6th century. He's remembered as a great peacemaker, a man who brought healing and unity to the church during a very difficult time. Are you ready to hear his amazing story? Let's begin. Germanus was born into a very wealthy family in a city called Capua in Italy. Imagine having all the toys, clothes, and snacks you could ever want. That's kind of what his life was like. But when Germanus grew up and his father passed away, he did something that surprised everyone. Instead of keeping all that wealth for himself, he gave it all away, sold his family's riches, and gave the money to help the poor. He knew in his heart that true happiness didn't come from having a lot of stuff, but from living a life dedicated to God. So, Germanus chose a much simpler life. He spent his days praying, reading the scriptures, and learning as much as he could about his faith. He wanted to get as close to God as possible. The people of his hometown, Capua, saw how holy and good he was. They loved and respected him so much that when their bishop passed away, they all agreed on one person to lead them, Germanus. At first, he was hesitant. Being a bishop is a huge responsibility. But after praying about it, he said yes, trusting that God would give him the strength he needed. Now, when Germanus became a bishop, the Christian church was going through a tough time. Think of it like a big family having a really serious disagreement. The Christians in the West, where Rome is, and the Christians in the East, in a city called Constantinople, weren't getting along. This disagreement, called the Acacian Schism, had been going on for many years, and it caused a lot of sadness and confusion. People were arguing about important teachings, and it was hurting the unity of the church. It was a big mess. The Pope at the time, whose name was Pope Hormisdas, knew he had to do something. He decided to send a team of wise and holy people to Constantinople to try and mend the relationship and bring everyone back together. And who do you think he chose to lead this important mission? That's right, Bishop Germanus. The Pope knew that Germanus was calm, fair, and deeply faithful, the perfect person to be a peacemaker. So, Germanus and his team set off on a long journey. They traveled all the way from Italy to Constantinople. When they arrived, the people greeted them with cheers. Germanus didn't go there to argue or to prove he was right. He went with a heart full of love and a desire for peace. He listened patiently to everyone, spoke with gentleness, and always reminded people to look to Jesus, the great healer. He showed that true strength doesn't come from anger or shouting, but from love and patience. His mission was a huge success. Because of his wisdom and calm leadership, Germanus helped the two sides of the church agree and come back together. He healed the schism that had divided them for so long. He showed everyone that even when people disagree, they can still be united in their love for God. This reminds us of what Jesus said in the Gospel of Matthew: "Blessed are the peacemakers, they shall be called children of God." Saint Germanus was truly a child of God, living out this important teaching. One of the coolest things about Saint Germanus is that he was good friends with another very famous saint, Saint Benedict. You might have heard of Saint Benedict. He's the one who started the Benedictine monks. Their friendship shows how holy people support and inspire one another. In fact, another great saint, Pope Gregory the Great, tells a beautiful story about Germanus' death. As Saint Benedict was praying one night, he had a vision. He saw the soul of his friend Germanus rising up to heaven, carried by angels in a brilliant ball of fire. It was a sign from God showing just how holy Germanus was. Germanus passed away around the year 541, but his story and his example continue to inspire us today. After his death, Germanus was venerated as a saint in southern Italy throughout the early Middle Ages. In his dialogues, Gregory the Great praised Germanus to intercede on behalf of the soul of a deacon named Paschasius in purgatory. When Count Landoi of Capua relocated the city of Capua in 849, Germanus' body was moved with it. In late 873, following a campaign against the Arabs harassing Capua, the Emperor Louis II of Italy took some of Germanus' relics to Monte Cassino, according to the Chronica Monasteri Cassinensis. The village at the foot of the hill, ancient Casinum, became known as San Germano. The Empress Engelberga took another part of his relics to endow the monastery of San Sisto that she founded in Piacenza in 874. He is remembered in Italy every year on October 30th as a model of a faithful and peaceful leader. So, what can we learn from this incredible peacemaker bishop? First, we learn about the importance of sharing. Germanus gave away his wealth to focus on God and help others. We can learn to share what we have, whether it's our toys, our time, or a helping hand. Giving to others makes our hearts bigger and brings us closer to God. Second, we can learn to be peacemakers. Life is full of disagreements, at school, at home, or with our friends. When arguments happen, we have a choice. We can add to the fighting, or we can be like Saint Germanus. We can choose to be calm, to listen, and to help people forgive each other and find a way to get along. Remember, peace doesn't mean we avoid problems. It means we face them with love, patience, and trust in God. And third, we learn about the power of prayer. Germanus was a man of deep prayer. It was his connection to God that gave him the wisdom and strength to be such an effective peacemaker. Just like him, we can stay close to God through our own prayers. Prayer gives us the strength to do good things and to be the peaceful, kind people God calls us to be. So, the next time you see people arguing, remember the story of Saint Germanus of Capua. You can be a peacemaker in your own small way. You can say a prayer, offer a kind word, or just be a calm and loving presence. True peace always starts in our own hearts when we choose forgiveness and kindness over anger and fighting. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about the wonderful Saint Germanus. I hope his story inspires you to be a peacemaker in your own life. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more stories about the saints, and share it with your friends. Take care, friends. Stay safe and healthy as usual. We'll see you next time, and may the Lord bless and keep you always.